Alright, guys, today we're going to be reacting to German basic law. What are my rights? This is very interesting. We enter into a realm of, you know, German politics, I would say, more into what constitutes the rights of the German people and how their system work compared to a lot of systems here in the Western world. Of course, as an American myself, I do understand how my government works, and I'm very into it, I will say. And clearly understanding how you guys system work probably can just have some similarities, but based on what I'm seeing there's a lot of things that are very different, right? So we're gonna keep educating myself into the matter. Make sure you like to subscribe. Also for donation, you guys can leave a super chat or also go to the links in the description down below to do so. In the meantime, guys, let's jump in. Let's just see what's going on here.
Today, the teacher has a special surprise for his class. The students do not suspect the consequences of their lack of interest.
Wow, what happened? Just threw it away.
That's bizarre. Why should anybody be mistreated because of their looks? Is that allowed? Fortunately, he has a second copy.
Try to teach them a lesson.
This conspicuous book is the German Constitution. It protects the fundamental rights that determine the way our society is organized. Let us now travel together into the past, to 1949, when the Basic Law came into effect.
Oh my God.
The
Man, the music. I'm gonna be stopping the video just for copyright reasons, guys. So
war has ended, the dictatorship of the National Socialists defeated.
a lot of people now.
A new set of laws was needed to prevent a dictatorship from reoccurring in Germany.
Now, one of my question is when it comes down to 1949, the end of the 1949, right? My question is, before the end of the war, right, and even years before the war started, what really started that sentiment? Because we always talk about, you know, guy with the mustache bad all the time, but I just want to know what really started that kind of emotional intent. We have to figure out, because these things can happen, but if we don't understand the reason why they did happen, we might have to just go back and just repeat history. Simply just abandoning Nazism or all the stuff, all the ideologies do not defeat the purpose of the disease itself. So I'm always wondering what really created that kind of emotion to just create that kind of hate, I would say.
The new democracy had to be so strong no government could crush it ever again.
So it's more like a republic, right? Not a democracy. Good question. Printed paper is supposed to protect democracy. Ooh, that's a good question. How does that work?
A basic law was established which could be changed by any government. But to remove or amend any part of the basic law, the approval of many politicians is required.
33rd, I
They
think.
belong to various political parties, sit in the Bundesrat, Bundestag, or the city councils, and every single one of them is elected by the people. They vote on proposed amendments to the law. And the basic law is only amended when a majority favor the change. In this way, the emergence of a dictatorship is supposed to be prevented.
Yeah.
Everyone in Germany is protected by the Basic Law. In addition to the rules, the Basic Law also incorporates universal values such as freedom, equality, and human dignity.
I like that. How she's posing. She's posing like... That's funny.
The fundamental rights and universal values apply to everyone. They make up the first 19 articles of the Basic Law. The other 125 articles regulate who does what in the government, who executes and reviews laws, as well as who makes decisions or passes sentences in the case of judicial disputes. This classroom...
That is a good question. Okay, I know my rights. Are you sure? The only way you can know your rights is if you put them into practice, folks. And I think that's the hardest thing to do. That's the hardest thing to do. Putting your right into practice. That means that you're willing to just confront whoever is willing to enforce that law. Because that person has to be a police officer. Because those are the enforcements of law. That's the hardest part. We know you have all these laws, right? But are these laws enforced?
Of what could happen if you do not know your rights. Imagine what Germany would look like without this constitution.
Constitution, well, was back then. Very good video, man. Very good video. Yeah, there's a new movement here in the United States called the First Amendment audits. So basically, they go to different public buildings and they start recording, right? And you will see a lot of public servants, even police, neglecting this right. And I know in Germany it's a little bit different, but in the United States, you are protected by the Fifth Amendment to record in public, any public building, any public building, not a section, no exception. There's certain areas where you cannot record. For example, behind the desk, you cannot record that because it's an area where business is being handled, right, physically. But outside the lobby, some of the buildings, infrastructure, you can go and record with a camera. And you will be amazed how many public servants and public employees, even police officers, they will neglect you that right. That's why the First Amendment audit movement was created, just to make sure people can just know that right and just correct and educate public servants. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have these rights. Now, the question is the exercise. Do you really know your rights? And the only way you can do that is by taking action in those rights. And that's how you know. That's how you know, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would like to hear you guys' opinion. In the meantime, guys, I'll see you in the next one.